Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of A Taste of RPGs. My name is Audrey, and I'm here with Christopher and Marissa. And today we are joined by our guest GM Logan for a very special episode of A Taste of RPGs. We're going to be playing Coyote Crow, which is a game that was written and developed by Connor Alexander, who is descendant of the Cherokee Nation. And Logan is going to go ahead and tell you more about the background, but very loosely, it's based in a world where basically the Columbian Exchange never happened and Native culture was able to flourish. So, Logan, I'm going to get out of your way and let you take it away.
Excellent. Welcome, everyone, to Coyote Crow. This is a game of America Uncolonized. The very short description is that roughly 700 years ago, a purple light rent the sky. No one's really sure quite what happened, but this was called the Oise, which was a great event, and large swaths of the world were devastated. Turtle Island was mostly left alone, although it certainly felt the wrath of the heavens, as it were. Since then, certain members of the population have had everyone in society goes through something called the Audonity, which is a rite of passage. You have it when you're, in your teens at some point, and after that, you are considered legally and societally an adult. Some people, when they go through the Audonity, end up with glowing purple lines of energy coursing along their bodies in various points. It exhibits differently depending on the person. And these people end up with abilities. They end up with special powers granted to them by various animal spirits. And to say they're animal spirits is actually a little reductive, as no one's quite sure if it's a psychological experience or a spiritual one. Regardless, the spirit who grants you these powers takes you on, and you are referred to as being on their path, the path of the bison, the path of the crow, the path of the coyote. There's several of them. In our group today, we are focusing on 3 such individuals. We have Kea, and I will let her go ahead and introduce herself.
That is me. I am Kea. I am 40 years old, and I'm a healer, and I'm on the path of the fox, motivated in life by my curiosity for all things, and I have a very strong relationship to my mother.
Joining Kea, and it is important to note that in this world, the human lifespan has expanded, so 40 is in fact the new 20. Joining Kea, we also have Wikasaska.
Hello, I'm Wikasaska. I'm 20 years old. I'm very headstrong and vain. I'm a scout, so I like to do a lot of running and exploring. I'm athletic. I'm following the path of the bear. And I have unnaturally good luck, but I'm also frequently challenged by other people because of my bravado.
And with them is also Mawaki.
I'm Mawaki. I am following the path of the crow, and my archetype is warrior. I feel like crow and warrior is maybe like an odd combination, but I'm motivated by a sense of kind of altruism. So I think the connection there is trying to like use her like physical presence in unusual and different ways to like more as like protective than offensive necessarily, if that makes sense. And yeah, she's, I think, oh yeah, she's 53. So an odd number, not exactly a decade, around decade age. And I think she's also motivated by like exploring the world around her as well, learning new things, experiencing new things, tasting new things. I don't know.
And today we join them as they try to join the ranks of the Suyata. The Suyata in this world are a peacekeeping force. They are sort of analogous to federal marshals. They have wide-ranging authority. The world of Coyote and Crow, specifically the city of Cahokia, is ruled over by a benevolent council of 12. And outside of Cahokia, you have the Freelands and you have several other loose federations and nation states, essentially. Nation states is probably not accurate. So the Suyata, however, have jurisdiction anywhere they are. The council has authority over them. Higher ranked Suyata has authority over them. Other than that, however, they are sort of laws unto themselves. We begin today in a twilit forest, eerily silent, only the crunch of leaves under your feet cut through. Suddenly, you are blinded by a bright flash of light. It throws your silhouettes sharply against the trees around you, and each of you find yourself staring down at 3 drones mounted with bright flashes. It is only then that you realize there is the approaching shape of 3 men armed with heavy, wicked-looking axes. Now, we're going to begin combat, such as it is. Combat in Coyote and Crow, because it's a very narrative game, is a little more loose than you might be used to. Everyone, of course, has stats. We have things that derive from them, and one of those derived stats is initiative. Now, the way initiative works in this particular game is your initiative number is based on 2 of your stats, and then you can choose any number at or below your initiative to place yourself.
So my initiative score is 11. I am very headstrong. I'd like to go as quickly as possible. So would I choose a 1?
No, higher is better.
I'm sorry, I missed that. So I'd like
worries.
to stick with 11.
Wikasaska goes at 11. Now, Wikasaska, you go first. Remember that in Coyote and Crow, you get a primary action and a secondary action. Primary action is just something that requires a dice check. It's an attack. It's things like that. Secondary actions is a whole list of things, including taking cover, dodging, defending, all manner of things. What are you doing and moving?
So I'd like to close ranks with the nearest person, yell, and attack. And I'm not sure if my primary action is covered in those things.
Yes.
Great.
Secondary action to move, closing the range from medium distance to short. Short is melee. And you will be able to attack. Yelling is a free action. Now, do you have your dice pool handy?
I do.
Excellent. It is your, because what are you attacking with?
With my club, I have a basic club.
Excellent. Then unless you have a specialized skill, you are using melee and either strength or endurance, whichever gives you a better pool.
I see. So my melee weapon skill is 2, and my endurance is a 3. Is that 5 dice?
That is 5 dice. Your current
Okay.
success number is the basic one, so that is 8. Roll your dice. Anything above an 8 is a hit. Or no, wait.
Success.
His physical defense is a 4. We're in combat physical defense, so anything above a 4 hits.
That's 3 successes.
Excellent. Then he takes 3 damage.
Let's see, great.
Arenia, a gray-haired counselor with taut, dark skin and piercing eyes, addresses each of you. Thank you for coming promptly. Congratulations on attempting to join the ranks of the Suyata. Your service will no doubt be appreciated. However, there may be a problem at one of our northern stations. We have decided to send you to investigate. Perhaps not a glamorous training assignment, but necessary nonetheless. It is also an excellent proving ground, and should you do well, more opportunities will present themselves. This will be Station 54, an atmospheric research station. It stops sending communications. The nearest community, Sakitiwa, has not reported that the scientists stationed there have checked in nearly 3 weeks. This is very unusual. The mission details have been sent to your Nisi. Please submit your reports when the mission is complete. Prosperous journey, candidates. You have roughly 2 hours before the Yutsu barge heading north leaves.
Okay.
This gives you time to get yourself squared away, interact with whoever you please, maybe do some preliminary, whatever you want to do.
Mhm.
With that, I turn your actions back over to you. What are you doing in those 2 hours?
So I run into an old friend and I brag about almost becoming a member of the Suyata. That things have gone really well. Our first training session was a breeze. I clobbered some guy, and I just want I want my old friend to know how well I'm doing. And then now we've already met with the Council of 12, and we're out on a mission to go check out this station.
I do pretty much the opposite. I need a pep talk from my mother.
You what now?
I need a pep talk from my mom. Mom, that did not go well. I didn't even get my knife out. What do I even have to offer? We're going on a mission, and I am a little nervous. And I just need, I'm only 40. And yeah, I just need my mother to cut me
Only 40. She kind of snirks at that. Only 40. You are a woman full grown. You have been a woman full grown you went through the Untitled more than 2 decades ago. You would not be in consideration if they did not think you worthy, my daughter. I want you to remember that not everyone is a fighter. You did not draw your knife, but I would be ashamed if you had. You are not a warrior. What are you?
a healer.
Does a knife heal?
No, but sometimes you need to use it anyway.
Yes. A knife is useful for many things. It is useful for self-defense, but you also cut fruit with it. You also skin game with it. You also, I would not suggest using your common knife in surgery, but a scalpel is still a type of knife. You are a healer. It is not upon you to fight. You must if you have to, and there are ways healers can contribute in war, pulling the wounded out of the fray, perhaps even sacrificing themselves to save someone older, children, weaker. You have a role in society. Not everyone is a warrior. You are a healer. Be a healer.
Thanks, Mom.
Excellent. Now go. And know that you take my pride with you.
I feel like Milwaukee is, so the first thing she does is she goes home, and I think she's been working on this like she has an interest in herbalism, so she's been working on this mod to her clothing where like she has like plant starts that are like growing like in her clothing as part of like her like travel gear that she's been setting up. So this is like her first mission, so she like finishes doing that very carefully, which is like part of her preparation. And then I think she goes and says like goodbye to her friends, and I think that they're kind of like a kind of like gaming group of people, so it's like gambling among friends sort of, right?
Yeah.
Like not anything crazy, but like she goes and like hangs out with them and like doesn't really brag about what's going on. She just like, that's how she relaxes, is spending time with her people.
Games of chance are big in Cahokia.
Yeah, so that's what she does. She goes and hangs out with her buds after she like packs all of her stuff up.
Because while no one would go hungry in Cahokia, there are still things to gamble. Days of work, even Neasy. Neasy is the currency of Coyote and Crow.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not nearly so good as your mother's cooking, but it will do.
I'm really proud of all the salads I make for you guys. My experimental salads that have like side effect, like herbal side benefits. And I tell you every night about every herb and what it does and how you should be less stressed when you're eating this and this or whatever. It's good for your heart.
So I say to Kea, were we supposed to bring food with us? Did anyone tell us to do that? I didn't bring anything. Did you bring anything?
Yeah, I did actually.
Oh, well, why didn't somebody tell me? Okay,
Yeah.
is it gonna be that kind of a trip?
Like, do you need somebody to tell you what to wipe your butt too?
Hey, fine.
Let's follow. Do you guys want to just let's follow him?
Yeah, can we follow him, like kind of just stay at a distance, and that we don't want to like walk right up on him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
My brain was like, we should just tie like a little rope around your waist, Christopher, like the adult equivalent of one of those children like leashes, so you like don't like run straight forward into them.
We are looking only with our eyes.
This is quiet. We're going to use indoor voices even though we're outside.
After a further hour of walking, you arrive at Station 54 as a light snow begins to fall.
We need a plan. We need a thinker.
Oh, that's not me.
I mean, it's kind of me, but
Also, I should just take myself out of the running. Every plan I ever come up with just doesn't go well.
So I can either play it stupid, or I can play my hand with authority.
Or both.
I'm going to walk up to him and say, this does not look like a regulation service check.
You actually scare this man to the point that you notice a couple of things, because things happen very quickly at this point. He looks back, starts to shout, clamps one hand over his mouth to quiet himself, and screams as his hand slips and is kind of caught in the machine itself. And he's very clearly stuck and in agony. And
Oh no.
still, he's like, you can see blood is starting to pour down the machine.
Ugh.
It doesn't seem like his hand or his fingers have been amputated, but he can't get it out.
I'll let you go, Kea. Go be the smart, beautiful healer you are.
Milwaukee. Looking around, getting this close, your background in farming tells you straight up, this is really out of the way. Any data, the ability this thing has to gather data for weather is limited, to say the least.
The drill. Yeah. Okay.
This makes no freaking sense.
That is what I suspected, but cool. Thank you.
I rolled a 1.
Oh no. This man's gonna lose his hand.
This poor guy.
I feel like what I'm actually doing is going over to the like X number of days since the last accident and just like flipping it back to 0.
In a lot of pain.
So you're saying the Council of 12 lied to us?
I look, I don't know about that, but something weird is going on. Like we definitely don't have the full picture, and we got sent out here to find the full picture.
That is true.
So are we really breaking order? We're just gonna investigate some more.
Right. We are here to investigate.
I feel like I was making fun of you for your monster idea, but
I turn to Tahatan and say, what is really going on here? Tell me what you suspect is happening at this station.
I know only that the scientists that were here are no longer, but I suspect this might have something to do with it. And after a few more key presses, a security feed pops up. You see a humanoid figure holding what looks like a walking stick bash the brains in of someone and drag them off camera.
That's the drag marks. Is it like lines up with the blood stain in the drag marks?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you say humanoid,
Yeah.
like
It
like,
is
or, like
How human?
it's a human or it's like human-like, but
it is difficult to tell because it was very dark at night.
okay.
But actually no, it was gray pre-dawn.
Okay.
But it's still difficult to tell. However, humans don't have gray skin.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
I'm sorry for making fun of you for your monster idea.
Yeah, hey, sometimes I get a good idea.
Every once in a while.
Everyone can try to make a folklore check if you have it. Success number 11 with these details.
Yeah, I got a 12.
Hey,
One
I
12.
didn't doubt it.
I almost spat my coffee out. Okay.
Tell me the things.
This strikes a memory between the description and something in the logs triggers something your mother once told you about a spirit of hunger, about a spirit who appears as an old man. An old man made of stone, white, cracked stone. And you sit here and you're thinking, and you're thinking, and you remember your mother telling you, do not go into places you shouldn't, for you might find the stone man there. Do not descend into caves unknowingly, for he could be bound within. Do not dig where you should not dig, for you might stumble across his lair. Good night, child.
And do we have any good luck saying that we can say before we light this wick? We say it.
Bachachakelelok. That is Absalaga for no fear.
Perfect.
Love it.
As you stand there, staring down into the crevasse, and the line of bright flame against the snow traces back the wick, you see in the shadows of the hole a gray figure start to emerge, its fingers cresting the white, as one hand lifts a stone walking stick on top. Milky white eyes catch yours as a rumble emanates from deep within. The stone man never speaks, it is said. The stone man either cannot or does not care to, but in this moment his eyes speak plenty. As the flame ignites the dynamite, ignites the explosives and the oil within the drill, that first bright orange flash sparks his eyes, and each of you see him screaming his hatred for you. Before the blast completely eliminates him, the hole, the drill, and the living quarters. When the smoke clears, there is nothing left but a giant pile of rubble. Coyote Crow doesn't use experience points such as it is, but you do keep track of long-term goals, and the closer you get, the more advancement you can achieve. You can add addition. Nobody used their abilities.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was to inspire other people, but I don't think it exactly came up in this part of the adventure.
There were a couple of times it could have worked, but at the same time, yeah, no, y'all did good.
Thanks.
Hey, that was wonderful,
Yeah,
Logan.
thank you.
Thank you.
I really liked it. Like, I think the like D12 system and being able to like adjust the like difficulty, the success level on the D12 system was like really, it was like weird how much that changed outcomes.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, this is the first time I've played with like a dice pool system like this. It's a little confusing at first, but then it seemed like it made so much sense.
Yeah.
I thought that was very cool. And how like if we were both working together on something, we both roll. I liked the mechanic of it. Also, it's just fun to use a D12 because I never get to use it.
It
really.
never comes up unless you're playing a barbarian.
Yeah.
Plus, how much fun is it to be in a new, interesting setting?
Mm-hmm.
It's great to leave so many tropes behind, think
Yeah.
about something new, in my opinion, and explore a different way to interact with the world and play characters. And so it was a lot of fun to be in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even though I had like a combat build, I liked how like not combat focused the story ended up being. Like
Mhm.
I generally actually like that better, to be honest, like the investigation stuff.
Mhm.
I do think like now knowing what I know, I think I would build my character a little bit differently. Just maybe a little bit more balance, but
I was amazed you put farming in there. Like I looked at that and I thought no gamer is gonna put farming, but or at least not first off. And you did, and like no, it's written into the module that a person with farming can recognize this. Like that's not one of the changes I added to tailor towards your group.
yeah, I just she I don't know. There's like a farming background there, right? Like she's good at swinging stuff. So
Yeah.
farming, man.
Mhm. I loved the world. Like it felt so full, and there's other stuff that like we didn't even really touch on, like any of the like piloting is a skill, and there's all this like other cool stuff in there. Yeah.
I feel like I didn't initially gravitate towards it, but I feel like having more computer abilities could be really like cool and fun too in this setting.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, even just like how much computers came up. I kind of took
Yeah.
that skill because I was like, yeah, that'll like it's kind of cool.
Also, without the drive to accumulate experience points or gold pieces or anything like that, I think it allows you to think about the story a little more, flesh your character out a little more, just do some more role playing and have more opportunities to build a story collaboratively.
Mhm.
And so I really appreciated that about you running this and about the game.
Mhm.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I hope you guys did too.
Yes.
yeah, thank you so much. Since this is a special episode, I don't think we have a next person scheduled, so we're just gonna play Fiasco next time, I guess. Spoiler
Yep.
alert.
Again, standard success number of 8.
Oh, butts.
Did you
Again,
really just say butts?
Yeah.